What up? What up? What's good, world? What is going on today? Welcome to episode 13 of Tough as Balls on this beautiful Friday, August 30th, 2019. We got a packed show today, man. This is an exciting weekend. I'm just excited. There's something going down tomorrow night I'm excited about. We about to talk about that. And another reason I'm excited, I got my boy, soon to be co-host on here, SIZZ, CEO SIZZ, is on the show today. So yeah, we're gonna get into a bit of today, folks. On today's show, we're gonna talk about AEW All Out. That's what I'm excited about. That's what's going down tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Also, I want to get some NFL fantasy. My boy, CEO SIZZ, he's big on the fantasy, so I'm just trying to figure out who should I draft. You know what I'm saying? And last week a preseason went down last night, week 5, and on the entertainment side, we want to talk about this Netflix show I've been watching with the wife, Dead to Me, which is crazy. So we're gonna bring that up. And then a little hip hop news. Griselda Records, of course, the dude I like from Griselda Records, Conway, he signed to Shady Records. Also, little Pusha T got a little criminal reform campaign going on, so we're gonna bring that up. And Joel Ortiz dropped a new album today called Monday, so that's just something to check out this weekend. Let's get right into it. Let's bring on my boy, CEO SIZZ, SIZZ. Jay, what's good, brother?
Yo, yo, yo.
What's good, brother?
Hey, what's up, bro? Long time, finally get it going here, man.
For real,
Privileged
man.
to be on the great toughest balls.
Yes, man. We finally, like The Rock says, we finally got this.
The SIZZ has come back to toughest balls.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, boy.
So yeah, man, this is an exciting weekend, man. We just had the last week of NFL preseason last night.
Yeah.
Man, AEW All Out is going down. Let's get into that first, because let's get that out the way first. Let's go ahead and get that out the way. We've been talking about this for like months, and we had a little disappointment in the last couple weeks or so with one match in particular at All Out, and it was supposed to be Jon Moxley versus Kenny Omega, but now Mox has come down with a case of MRSA in his elbow. He had it happen back in WWE, so he's out.
Heartbreaker. That's a heartbreaker for me. As you know, Mark Moxley, formerly known as Dean Ambrose, he is probably about going on 5-6 years now. By far my favorite wrestler in the entire world. When he made the jump to AEW, as you know, I was really excited about that move.
Mm-hmm.
Vince McMahon just kind of really did him dirty for a long time, and it was time for him to make that move. And when he made his debut in Vegas, he set the world on fire with that. So we were looking forward to this match with Omega. I feel obviously after the AEW World Heavyweight bout, next, that was the biggest match.
Exactly.
So, obviously he's been dealing with this MRSA, and I think it's just something he wants to get out of his life. And then moving forward, we're expecting a big pay-per-view from him. But yeah, man, it's tough. It's tough to see. I know me and you were kind of like just shattered, man, just really heartbroken because he's been working so hard in the indie scene in Japan, and now coming to AEW and being really one of the top 3 or 4 faces in that promotion.
Exactly. So, with that said, how do you feel about the replacement, Pac, a.k.a. Neville from WWE?
All right, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of Pac, but he's super talented.
Yeah, that's what I say.
The guy is a high flyer. He can do triple flips, quadruple flips. He's entertaining. He's great in the ring. He didn't succeed in WWE, I believe, because he lacked charisma.
I don't. You really think that with the last couple years when he had that cruiserweight championship for something? I think he took on a totally different persona than from when he first started. So
Yeah,
he became mean and nasty, and just his technical wrestling is awesome, and also he's a high flyer. But I thought he was coming on, and now since he's outside of WWE, I'm cool with it. But of course, both of us said we would prefer it was Mox in this match. And hold up, did you see the whole shoot that Kenny Omega did on it?
I didn't see that shoot yet. I gotta check that out.
Dude, like, it's what we were saying. He just went out. He said, "This is your fault, Moxley." He's like, "I'm not the one that didn't go to Japan, finding 24 nights in a month." Like, he went at him, and I was, I think Moxley doesn't care when people, basically are real with him. So
I think that Pac and Omega could put on a really exciting match, because I don't know how their chemistry is, but they're both really great performers in the ring. So I think ultimately what's going to happen is they're probably going to tear the house down, you would hope.
Yeah,
I'm
I hope
more of a
so.
Moxley fan, obviously, but I think the place is going to be juiced up. It's in Chi-Town. Everybody's CM Punk watches, I'm sure you're going to get to. And I think that's just what it is. It was a good move. I mean, you had to do something.
Yeah.
You had to replace Moxley somehow.
yeah,
So
exactly. The next match I want to bring up, bro, is probably one you like one of these guys in this match, and it's Darby Allin versus Joey Janela versus Jimmy Havoc. Like, I'm not sure about Jimmy Havoc. He's a little older, but between Darby and Joey, I think this is gonna be exciting, bro.
I am a huge, as you know, I'm a huge
Darby
Allen guy.
Yes.
Huge.
Yes.
I think the guy is a superstar
Yep.
on the rise. I
Yep.
mean, charismatic. He's
Now,
tortured soul.
with him, like, doesn't
right in
he?
the ring.
Doesn't he have WWE charisma though?
He, as you said, he'd be a throwback.
Dude.
You know what I mean? Regardless of the generation, he would work. That whole thing would work.
Yeah.
He could have came up and been a baby Mick Foley,
Yep.
a baby Mankind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he has. What'd you call him? You called him a hybrid of a couple different people.
It was like a Finn Balor and was like, I forget with the whole pain thing. CM Punk Mankind. That's what it was. CM Punk Mankind and Finn Balor.
Maybe even a little bit of Bray Wyatt, a little bit of Sting in him too. I mean, he's wild.
Yeah, the stuff he can do, the stuff I've seen on YouTube and what he's done at AEW, bro. Like, yo, this match gonna be exciting. Joey Janela gonna bring it too. Like I said, I'm not.
That's another guy I love. So
Yeah.
I love Joey Janela and I love Darby Allin. Joey Janela, I didn't know a lot about him.
Yeah,
the
me
first
either.
time I saw him was obviously at
Was that Fyter Fest?
The Vegas. Yeah, at
Yeah.
Fyter Fest. No, before that, at Vegas, when the last segment where he blew this.
Oh
blew
yeah,
this
when
smoke in the face of Moxley.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was like, who's this cat?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then I see him at Fyter Fest, and him and Moxley put on an instant classic. I don't care if you're going back to 1970s wrestling, 80s,
Yep.
90s, modern day. That match was a classic professional wrestling match for the history books.
Yeah. So I'm picking Darby in this one. I like Darby. So Joey's cool, but I gotta go with Darby.
Yeah, same here.
Okay, what you think about this match? This is Sean Spears, formerly known as the Perfect 10, Ty Dillinger, versus Cody. Well, they call him just Cody, but it's Cody Rhodes. I mean, it's bad blood, man. It's bad blood.
I mean, listen, when we put on Fyter Fest, I don't think anybody in the world,
Expected
even
that.
a lot of people within the promotion, thought what took place was about to take place.
But he
And what took place was Cody got his skull cracked.
cracked. Literally. Literally.
And how many staples did he get, Mark?
Oh, I think it was like 20 or 30. It was something ridiculous.
And many believe that was orchestrated between them.
Well, remember what we were saying?
That didn't even know about
What did we say right after when it happened? Cody turned his head. Like, come on, Cody's not an idiot. Come on, Cody Rhodes is a veteran. He knows wrestling. He knew what's going to get eyes on a product. That's why I think he turned his head at last second, bam, and just took it. And he knew what was going to happen. I'm just saying.
orchestrated within just a small circle at the top of that promotion. And that's another thing that lit the world on fire. I mean, AEW, in the short time that they've been around, as a professional wrestling fan, have been lighting the world on fire. And it's such an exciting time to be a wrestling fan.
Exactly, it is. The next match I want to bring up, bro, is the tag team match between the Young Bucks and the Lucha Bros. Now, this is some type of ladder match, I think. I forget the name of it. It's a Spanish name, but it's some type of special ladder match. So, who you got on this one?
I mean, I think at this point, if you don't know who the Young Bucks are in tag team wrestling, then you must live on another planet. I mean, the Young Bucks have turned into maybe the best tag team in the world.
I think they're rock stars. They're like rock stars, bro. They're go around. They live in that rock star life.
They're at the top of that food chain in that promotion as far as behind the scenes. They're right there with Cody and Omega and JR and those guys. So I don't even know if there's a tag team in WWE that can even see the Young Bucks right now.
I mean, I like to see them against the Usos. I like to see them. I like to see them against New Day. Some of the new guys. It's a lot, but
they're wearing their whole deal out. But they're selling a lot of tickets. But I just think one of them needs to go heel and turn on the others.
Yeah. Oh well, that's the brother. That's wrestling. That's like the history of wrestling. You gotta have the brother versus brother event. I don't know how soon they would do it because AEW's just starting, but yeah, that would eventually have to happen for them to.
My dream would be to see Big E turn heel, turn on his brothers, and then go on a world title run. I think he deserves it.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you can be NXT champion, I think you can be world champion. And Big E is a former NXT champion. So,
he's a beast.
Yeah, so we got Young Bucks between the Lucha Bros.
I got the Young Bucks on that one. Now, are they putting up those AAA?
I'm not. I didn't look at I didn't look at that detail. I'm not sure.
Okay.
They may be putting those titles on the line. I will hope so. Yeah.
I think that's gonna be a great match as well. Wow. You know what? Now I haven't really thought about that card. Like now that you're spelling it out for me, like that's a monster card,
yeah, man.
That is incredible.
Yeah. And then we still haven't brought up the main event. We're talking about for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. We got Chris Jericho versus the Cowboy Adam Page. And I'm looking on Twitter, bro. I'm looking, all these pages on Instagram, and everybody's picking Jericho. And I don't know. I don't think it's that it's not a shut case. I think it needs to be Adam Page. What do you think?
I think it needs to be Adam Page. I think you need a fresh face to start the promotion.
Exactly.
Jericho, we've been there and done that and seen that how many times in wrestling. And I think if Jericho doesn't put Page over, then I would be extremely disappointed.
Well, I mean, Jericho can eventually become champion, but as their first inaugural champion, I think it's got to be Adam Page. I'm hoping that's what Tony Khan and Cody and the Young Bucks are thinking, because they're the one that talk Adam Page up like he's a superstar. He can carry a company. They said these things, so I'm hoping that's what they're doing.
I wasn't super aware of Page, and then I started to dig into his kind of annals, and I was like, wow, man, this guy, he's the full package. He's got charisma, he's great in the ring, he's young. Yeah. I think, this guy reminds me of a mixture of Brian Pillman and Diamond Dallas Page.
Yeah, good mix. I'd say that's a good mix. You feel me? So, yeah, AEW All Out there. I don't know, is this going to be like their WrestleMania, like every summer? Is this going to be there?
I hope so. But without Mox, it's just I gotta get over that. I just gotta get over Mox. Well, with it.
Well, just hoping this next month goes past and he gets over it, and then he's there for the first show on October 2nd on TNT. So
now, what about the big question? Do we think CM Punk might show up, or do we think that's probably not gonna happen?
I was checking out Wrestle Talk on YouTube yesterday, and they're showing some things about him being at StarCast, the whole big convention that's going down before the event tomorrow night, and you know he's joking around and playing around, but Dave Meltzer, the famous wrestling reporter, I love Dave Meltzer, but when you hear him talk, he's freaking, to me, he's boring to listen to. Well, I love he's very detailed with his information, but
yeah, he's been doing it a long time.
yeah, but he said don't look for that to happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's wrong, so I don't know. See, if with Moxley being out, if a deal wasn't done already months ago, Cody and the Young Bucks would have to go to him and be like, dude, we need you. We need you. This is Chicago.
It's Chi-Town, and money is an issue with the Khan family. They got more than Vince.
Right, so, like almost triple.
Yeah, I mean that's crazy to think of. Just think about that for a second. He had triple the money of Vince McMahon. So
Tony Khan's father, yes. And Tony
so,
Khan, he's big in.
Money's not an issue.
Yeah.
So I mean, name your price.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I want to see it happen. I'm not going to get my hopes up, but if it happens, oh man, I might mark out. I'm just letting you know right now.
I might break something if he shows up. Yeah.
So we got
preferably one of my son's toys that he doesn't use anymore.
I'm serious, like this is.
Who happens to be your godson?
Come on, AEW. You trying to compete with W? You're trying to give us an alternative. So come on, you know what I'm saying? Come on.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to compete. You gotta hit some home runs tomorrow night. Gotta hit home runs.
I mean, I think ultimately it's going to be a great show, regardless of what happens. I'm really excited for it. I can't wait. You know, there's a lot going on tomorrow night between that and we have a draft to do in our fantasy leagues, and so there's a lot going on.
Yeah, that's why. I told the wife too. I said I got some fantasy drafts this weekend.
I think
3 days in a row, right?
Yeah, you got 3. You got Saturday
31st,
night, Sunday night, and Monday
first, and
night.
the second.
So, I don't know how Belle's gonna feel about all that. But, Sarah's not too happy, but you know, actually Sarah's in them, so that's why I get her in them, because then she has to participate.
Yeah, it's gonna be some years, I think, before my wife. She's just now will sit down and watch games with me. So that's just now happening. We've been together since 2002.
Well, she's one of the greatest cooks. I mean, I've tasted that food, and man, she's got it going on. Yeah, she could cook.
Yeah, a little bit white. All right, bro. Let's move on from AEW and everything. I want to bring up good segue. Talking about fantasy. You got NFL fantasy, our fantasy weekend. I don't know what to call it. Beats and Balls fantasy weekend or whatever. But we got those.
Toughest Balls fantasy weekend.
Yeah.
It really is. Between the Warrior Football League, the XFL, and the Justice League, we got 3 leagues, and there's a lot of good players. We got 2 world heavyweight belts up. We got over $500 in prizes, and we have a big trophy. So there's a lot going on in our leagues.
Now, the first thing I want to bring up, with more when it comes to the newer guys coming in the league, when you're doing these drafts, we know the veterans that are out there, but when it comes to these guys that's been in for maybe a year, or they just got drafted this year, who should we look out for on the fantasy side?
I got a lot of sleepers. You know that I eat, sleep, and breathe this stuff. So, moving forward, obviously, one thing I would say is if you're a newer player in your first few years, or even if you're not, do as many mock drafts as you can. Do as many as you can. It's simulated to be just like the live, setup. So I do a lot of mock drafts. Mm-hmm. My sleeper guys, a lot of guys that are hot right now. David Montgomery, Chicago Bears running back, rookie. He's going to take playing time from Tariq Cohen. People love him. He's going to be dynamite.
Okay.
Also, a wide receiver out of Jacksonville, D.D. Westbrook. He's going to be the number 1 there. He's got a lot of chemistry with Nick Foles coming down from Philadelphia.
Okay.
I saw him live in Miami a couple of weeks ago. The kid's got speed, great hands. He's projected in the 70s right now as a 7th round pick.
Okay.
Obviously, Sony Michel.
Yes.
Last year, everybody started to see what he was all about in New England. Sony Michel is going to have a big year, I believe. He's kind of taken over in that backfield now.
Mm-hmm.
So Sony Michel's a guy that I really like a lot. The big question is, in Cleveland, Baker, Jarvis Landry, OBJ.
Are they going to be able? Will they be able to put this together? Because there's a lot of hype coming out and a lot of expectations that people have on the Browns, and some people are saying they might take the AFC. Like, we both talk about. I know you're excited about the Browns, but what do you think the possibilities of these guys? They're first of all, outside of fantasy, actually, in games producing, and what can they contribute to your fantasy team?
All right, so I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna go devil's advocate, and then I'm gonna go best case scenario. So devil's advocate is that there's a lot of drama in the locker room. You got a lot of big personalities. Baker, Juice, OBJ, huge personalities. OBJ and Juice are best friends going back to high school, I believe. So, hopefully that friendship is so strong that will be good in the locker room. But OBJ, he brings over a lot of drama and a lot of baggage. So you hope that there's enough footballs to go around for everyone. Between those guys and then, in the backfield, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt's going to be coming back later in the season. And, they traded Duke Johnson, and Baker already stirred up drama about Duke Johnson. He got traded to Houston. And, okay, speaking of real quick, Duke Johnson, he was number 2 or 3 on the depth chart in Cleveland. He just went to Houston. Lamar Miller's out for the year. He just got injured, gone. So now Duke Johnson is going to be Houston Texans' number 1 running back. That's a fantasy sleeper. He's going to be someone who should be drafted early. But in Cleveland, David Njoku at tight end. Obviously Freddie Kitchens, he's a rookie head coach. Last year he was a rookie offensive coordinator. I mean, he's climbed up the ladder fast.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that they're not going to the Super Bowl, but I think this year they're going to be in the playoffs for sure. I'll give them that. But
I will hope so.
Say Super Bowl yet.
I will hope so. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. And if they don't make it to the playoffs as a 9-7 wild card, then it's an epic failure.
I will believe so with that amount of talent on your team, especially on both sides of the ball. You know what I mean? So
they're stacked.
Yeah,
bro, they're stacked.
Yeah. So yeah. I think now it's just up to the coaches and and the staff to get these guys focused on the main goal. But I like competition, so I'm a little arrogant because my team is New England,
the greatest of all time. Yeah.
So I will hope I see a Browns New England playoff game, because that's ratings. That's money. That's money right there.
And there's a lot of history there because
Bill Belichick.
In Cleveland as a head coach.
That you just bring along the story, bro. Money. That's money. Ratings. That's what they want. That's what the NFL wants. And we're big football fans.
They eat, sleep, and breathe it.
Yes. And we're big football fans between myself and I think CEO SIZZ may be a bigger fan than me, even though I love football. When it comes to the details and the personnel on teams, just go to him and he knows it. And so with that,
I played for 15 years and I act like a coach now. So
yeah, that's just a player thing. That's just a player thing. So with that said, we had the final week of preseason last night. I didn't get to catch much. I saw a little of the Patriots-Giants game, and I saw that the Patriots took a loss. Because, it's preseason. I'm ready for some real football. You know what I'm saying?
We're less than a week away from a real game, man.
Yeah, man.
It's that time.
Next Thursday kicks off the season, and next Sunday, it's on. It is on the 8th.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. I mean, obviously, I don't know if you saw... I'm a big Miami fan. They're not expecting much out of us. Vegas has them as the worst team in the league. I don't think they're going to be the worst team in the league, but obviously they're not winning the Super Bowl. But Coach Flores, who I love, who you call the Belichick-Tomlin hybrid, which is probably one of the best compliments a guy could have, he decided to go with Ryan Fitzpatrick to start the season.
I saw that. I saw that today.
Rosen.
Yeah, I saw that today, and I guess Rosen's not. How is it that Fitzpatrick keeps beating out these young guys?
I don't know. I
He did it in
Rosen
Tampa.
live, and Rosen looked dope. He was killing it. So
Really?
this is my thing. Miami has a really tough schedule starting out early. Right now they're chasing down. They're trying to get Jadeveon Clowney from Houston.
Yeah, I
They're
heard
talking
that.
about trading Laramie Tunsil, and I would really not support that at all. If you want to get Clowney, figure something out. Send out Kenny Stills and a second-round pick, but do not get rid of your franchise left tackle. They don't fall off trees. But I think Fitzpatrick he's probably grasped the offense. You got to remember, the Miami Dolphins are now the baby New England Patriots. Half the coaching staff is all Patriots coaches who have won 4 Super Bowls under Belichick. Every system that Miami Dolphins have now is a New England Patriots system. The offensive system, the defensive system, you name it. The way that they pray, the way that they meditate, you name it, it's Patriots. So I think so far Fitzpatrick, he's been there a month longer, and he's just grasped that really kind of juggernaut style of a Tom Brady offense better than Rosen so far. Do I think Rosen will make his appearance mid to late season? Absolutely.
Yeah, because will it be the same thing like Fitzpatrick in Tampa with him starting the season and then starting to mess up there, then Jameis comes back in. But yeah, it looks like the same thing with Fitzpatrick in Miami. He's just able to beat these young guys out, and before the season starts. I don't know how he does it, but I guess that's how he keeps food on the table. The guys paid from it too. So
one thing that concerned me, Mark, was that Fitzpatrick did not look good at all during preseason. So
wow, really?
Rosen looked way better than Fitzpatrick.
Yeah,
Fitzpatrick didn't. He didn't look good at all. So that's where I'm concerned.
Okay, so maybe it's I don't know. Is this a Flores decision or is this a upper management decision?
This is Flores, and I think Flores is pulling a Belichick. Josh Rosen is a 1%er. He's had everything handed to him his entire life. He's always been called Chosen Rosen. I think that he's getting some humble pie, and I think they're taming that wild horse, and eventually he's going to be better for it. Aaron Rodgers sat for multiple years. Breeze. So many guys have sat before they lit it up, and Flores believes that Rosen needs to sit and watch. The Dolphins are playing in listen to their schedule, their first 4 games. I don't know if they'll win one. Ravens, Patriots, Cowboys, Chargers, all playoff teams. That's the scary first 4 games.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, wow, you're going against both my Patriots.
I know.
Patriots and the Cowboys. Wow.
Yeah, back-to-back weeks, I think, or within a 3-week stretch at least.
Yeah.
It's back-to-back. It's back-to-back, week 2, week 3. New England at Miami, and then Miami at Dallas. Week 2, week 3.
Any of those 2 games are in Miami, or are those both road games?
The first one, the New England game's in Miami. I'll be there, obviously.
Oh, I wish I...
Season ticket holder, section 154, row 13, seat 5 and 6.
Damn. I wish I had the money, bro. I would have been down there. Come on, man.
I know.
Man.
Dolphins tickets are way cheaper than Patriots tickets.
Dude, I'm not even trying. I'm trying to look for like 1, maybe 2 tickets during the season. Like, bro, I'm not trying to break the bank on Patriots. Well, I guess, these, if you got the collateral, they give you loans on these. So I guess that's what everybody's doing, getting these season tickets. And yeah, I got to start getting to the season tickets, especially locally up here with UConn and we got a minor league baseball team up here. Yeah, so yeah, man.
Doing their thing.
Yeah, man. So a lot of excitement this weekend going on. Well, we're getting excited about everything.
This is one of the best times of the year.
Yeah.
Between AEW and the NFL, and then obviously the NBA and all that stuff comes next, in October. But
I'll be here in no time.
Short term, this next 7 days is really exciting.
Yeah. I gotta get into. It's still a little early for me because I don't really get into the playoffs, but I bring up a little baseball a little more often on the podcast. So yeah, because between the next couple months, we're gonna have a lot of sports to watch, and hopefully we can keep up with it.
A lot of content for the show, and just as a sports fan, and we just have a lot going on, and I think
we got
a great time of year.
Yeah,
an awesome time of year. I'm just really excited for for these next few months.
Yeah, man, we gotta get you. Once we get you on board, we gotta grow this show, get it to where we want it, so we can get other people to watch some stuff for us, because it's hard to keep up with everything, bro. I'm trying to say all this wrestling, all the just on wrestling with me. Paying attention to AEW, paying attention to WWE. I try to pay attention to Ring of Honor. I watch NXT, New Japan. Like, dude, it's a lot of wrestling, and then football. Like we got the fire sticks popping. You need to get your fire stick back on track, bro. You switching back.
Toughest Balls brought to you by Randy the Fire Stick guy. Right?
Fire stick guy. RG. Hey. You know what's up? Shout out to Randy. Talked to him yesterday. I had to hit y'all up. All my people's in Florida. Everybody that's in Florida. Hope you stay safe. The storms are approaching.
We got a hurricane. We got Hurricane Dorian coming. Yep.
Yeah, and hopefully everybody stays safe right now. My sister's down there. They're not bugging out. They're sitting back, relaxing. I'm praying that everything goes cool, and at the most maybe a power outage, or but nothing damaging, and hopefully everybody stays safe and well during this time, man.
Yeah, like I said, right now I think they're saying, Cat 2, potentially into a Cat 4, but, I think everybody has plenty of time to just get everything they need and, cuddle up with the family and just make sure that you're safe, you're stocked up, and that's just, it's hurricane season. Everybody down here knows how to handle it, and just move inland and keep it going. But, prayers to everybody and prayers of protection.
Exactly.
Amen.
So, yeah, with that said, bro, I'm gonna get on the entertainment side. I don't know if you check this guy out, but he's Shady Records' newest artist, and that's Conway the Machine from Buffalo, New York. He's coming from the record label's called Griselda Records. He has a new single out featuring Eminem called Bang. Have you got a chance to check out Conway before we get into it?
Shady Records, huh? I mean,
yeah.
Did you see M? He posted a tweet the other day, and it was the first time he tweeted in a while, and it kind of set everybody, on fire. Like, he was like, "Don't come at me because I'll come at you crazy." So he basically was talking about coming at somebody hard. So Shady's got some beef going on that we need to look into, I think.
Yeah, So there's a new single with from Conway the Machine featuring Eminem. It's called Bang. Have you got a chance to listen to this track?
I haven't heard this track yet, but as soon as we end the show, I'll definitely go check that out.
Yeah, so he's Shady Records, kind of same story like 50 Cent getting shot and everything, but he has Bell's palsy on one side of his face like JR. But this dude, bro, you gotta check out Conway, bro. This is that grimy, Mobb Deep type, Alchemist sorta, with their producer. Their producer with Griselda Records is Derringer. So Derringer makes all of Griselda Records production. But this guy, like, bro, he got bars for days. And Griselda Records, is three main guys. It's Conway the Machine, you got Benny the Butcher, and then you got Westside Gunn. So these guys are coming out.
It sounds like a crew that used to work for Lucky Luciano.
Bro, they coming out of Buffalo, bro, and they coming hard. Like, you gotta be like, he said, like, Conway, he's funny too. This guy, he's been through some tough things in life. But
it sounds like a bunch of people that get whacked from a crew by John Gotti. That's a pretty hardcore.
Well, he
couple of names.
He got shot before. That's why he has Bell's palsy. He was in the hospital, had to learn how to walk and talk and everything again. And I'm just amazed with this guy's story, bro. You gotta check him out. It's Conway the Machine. Like, bro, like, I think I'm hopefully he gets a commercial hit that's on the radio, because I'm hoping they able to get commercial appeal, because the other crew member, Benny the Butcher and Westside Gunn, they just signed to Rock Nation Management. So these guys got a lot going, bro. They got Shady Records and Rock Nation Eminem and Jay-Z behind them, bro.
There's no way. If you have two of the goats behind you, how could you
That's
fail?
guaranteed success, isn't it? That sound like guaranteed success?
It's guaranteed success. And if you fail, it's your own fault. Because those are two of the, that's probably top five, obviously top five from a sales standpoint. You know, we're not big Jigga fans from, you know, obviously I mean, he's great, but he's not in our top five musically, but I mean, you have to give him respect. And M's obviously in our top two next to Pac. So I think, you know, you're set up. You have a great setup, man. If you keep grinding, keep writing, stay in the studio, stay focused, stay grounded, stay motivated, you're going to put out bangers, and that's what you got to do.
Yeah, man. The whole shout out the whole Griselda Records, Westside Gunn, Benny the Butcher, and Conway the Machine. Yeah, check out Conway, bro, because I know you a big Shady fan, and he's on Shady Records. So Conway the Machine, big up to him. I'm gonna stay in hip hop, bro, but I want to bring up something that's kind of important that I saw yesterday, and I showed it to you. I tweeted about Pusha T has a criminal reform campaign, and I'm like, wow, like he's really putting his, like, you know, being under Kanye and, you know, writing for tons of artists, and, you know, got his whole thing going, had his beef with Drake, and now he's, you know, you see that with him and Meek Mill, that, you know, on this criminal reform and decriminalizing certain things in this country. And I'm just good to see that these guys are putting their money where their mouth is, and they're not just spending money and being flashy, that they're actually trying to change the way of their community and their country. So what you think about that? Pusha T, a former drug dealer, have his own criminal reform campaign. What you think about that?
I love it. Anytime somebody in life goes through struggle, goes through you know, tough times, and they transform their lives and try to be a better person, I'm all for it. I know about that myself. So I really like when people are, you know, in that self-improvement mode, in a mode to kind of grow spiritually. You can't be a gangster forever.
Exactly.
You know, you got to grow up. You got to be a great father, grandfather, mother, brother, sister, you name it. So I like it, man. I think it's great, and I think ultimately we live in a society now where being the bad guy isn't so cool anymore. So I think being real is what it's about.
Yeah, and even on the other side, hopefully they, you know, get some of these people that are locked up on freaking marijuana charges. Like, come on, man. Like, get these people out of jail. The non-violent offenders over marijuana charges and small petty drug charges when they just need treatment. Keep these people out of jail. You feel me?
Absolutely, and I think that in America, you know, there's not enough programs. There's not enough programs for
it's a business, bro.
It's issues and mental health issues, and that's probably one of the chief things that this administration, the next administration, really needs to focus on is helping people out with mental health and addiction problems, and not just throwing them into a box and then throwing away the key. It's not cool. It's not productive. People need therapy and people need support.
Yeah, but we know it goes deeper than that, but we're not going to get into that, no politics or no corporate BS right now, because that's a whole nother show.
That's a 5-hour show, yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, we could talk about that all day on another setting, but before we get out of here, I'm not going to bring up one thing, because I want to get into next. Hopefully I can bring you on the next podcast, because there's... I'd
love to be on every show you could have me on.
Yeah, man. I hope you could be on the next podcast, because a couple shows I want to bring up. Is one on... I'm not going to get into details. We're not going to talk about details about, but on the next show, I want to get into one show on Netflix. It's called Dead to Me, and it's starring Christina Applegate. And the other show, we both only watched a few episodes, bro. That's why we're going to get into it, 'cause I still got to finish watching it. And that's The Boys on Amazon Prime. Like, bro, like, these are some crazy shows. I don't want to get into the details of the shows, but before we're going to talk about it on the next podcast, but before I get up out of here, I just wanted to mention an album that everyone should probably check out. I know he's not one of your faves, bro, because you told me before. He's part of Slaughterhouse. Joel Ortiz just dropped a new album. Joel Ortiz dropped a new album called Monday. I haven't checked it out. Yet, I see the comments and stuff on his Instagram, and people are loving it. So I'm gonna check that one out this weekend. Yeah, hopefully it's a good one. I like Joel Ortiz. I think he has bars for centuries. I like his style that, Brooklyn.
I'll just say for the record, because Ortiz, he let us open up for him, and
and he check this out. That's crazy you brought that up.
He's third on my list. It
That's
goes
but
Crooked,
check.
Royce, then Ortiz, Joe Button. I don't even look at him as part of Slaughterhouse.
Well, he's disappointed me. Joe Budden, like he's disappointed me. But it's funny you bring up the show because we opened up for Joel Ortiz, and with that the flyer, that was on social media. That's the only flyer. There were other artists on the program. There were other artists booked on the program, but that's the only flyer Joel Ortiz shared. Is it because he saw that name, Modern Day Warriors?
Absolutely.
Slaughterhouse. I think that's what it was.
And to be continued. There's a lot more stuff. There's a lot more hot music that's going to be dropping in the future. We just don't know when, because we're in the kitchen always cooking, baby.
We cooking. We're working on pushing these careers when it comes to podcasts and radio and music. We just try and bring our own content to the forefront. And with that said, bro, I appreciate that was a full podcast, bro. You stayed on for a full freaking podcast. I appreciate you coming on. Finally.
Finally, the SIZZ has come back to Tough as Balls.
Hey, exactly. And with that said, we're gonna get up out of here. But before we get up out of here, we need everyone to subscribe, like, comment, and download the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, whether it's Apple Podcasts, whether it's Google Play, whether it's TuneIn, whether it's Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. Subscribe, comment, like, and interact with us. And if you want to get at the show, you can send an email to toughestballs@gmail.com, and follow us on social media. That's Toughest Balls across the board. Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Toughest Balls, TOUGHASBALLS. Do not get us confused with no one else. Alright? So shout out my boy CEO SIZZ for coming in on the show today. Appreciate you, bro. We're gonna do this more.
Love you, appreciate you, man. It was a pleasure, bro.
Alright, man. I'm gonna let you get back to doing your thing, man. And I am Mark Brown for Toughest Balls. He is CEO SIZZ, and we will see you and we'll talk to you on our next episode. Peace. She used to say, cause she knew her baby boy would have the victory. I'm walking around a living testimony, cause nothing in this world is ever gonna stop me. People will complain over anything, never really learned to go hard by any means. While you sit back getting high looking like a fiend, I'll be grinding with my team, living out my dream. I've been grinding the hard way, trying to look life for another day. You can see the focus clearly in my eyes. You know I wouldn't have it any other way. I've been grinding the hard way, trying to look life for another day. See the focus clearly in my eyes. You know I wouldn't have it any other way.
Used to fiend Baltimore, had my soul lost. Now I body everything about a crown and cross. Motherfuckers only grind if they really boss. Stay humble, there's a time and a place to floss. Hands up, never sell out at any cost.